Hello? Are we here? Is it working now? Are we live? In theory we should be. It's showing that we are live. In theory we should be. Okay. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Yes, okay. Phew. Okay, sorry for being late. Literally everything that could have gone wrong before the stream went wrong before the stream. But we're here now. Okay, that's good. See, we have 30 people here, so I think we can just hop right into it probably. We haven't streamed in quite a while. So, hopefully this goes well. Hopefully I remember how to talk on stream, you know? Hopefully I remember how to talk and not choke. So, anyway, the structure for this stream is gonna be pretty much me just talking about Season 2 of What If Boros Turned Good and exactly answering a few questions and then going into some of the plans for it. So that's pretty much the mission for the stream, I guess you could say. So, it's been 84 years. That's good. Hi everyone. There's a break, Mighty Shady, Yadu, Eve Kinda Goofy, this is Taboo. Among You. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so I think we can just hop right into it because we have plenty of people here already. So let's just rip the band-aid off. The stream is not meant to announce that Season 2 is coming early or anything like that. I've been saying for a while now that it's coming late spring, but it might actually even be a little bit more delayed. I will get into the reasons why later, don't worry, it's gonna be worth it, I promise. But it might actually come later than late spring. So that is the bad news. Everything else after this is gonna be mostly the good news. Almost 50 people. Oh yeah, actually almost 50 now. That's wild. Has it been, Saturday? It's been interesting, I'll say that. Kinda been doing good overall, but there have been moments. How are we going to continue Season 2 of What If Boros Turned Good? Yeah, we'll see. I'll say. I'll give you some details. So yeah, so Season 2, I'm sorry, but it's gonna have to be a little bit later than predicted originally. Originally, after finishing Season 1, I was thinking maybe it could even go, like, at Christmas or something it could start, but, you know, it just didn't work out that way. So Season 2 is probably coming out either late spring or early summer. Maybe even a little bit later, depending on a few factors, which I will get into. Did you see the last webcomic chapter? Yes, I have, and I will talk about these, the webcomic chapter. I will give a spoiler warning, but pretty sure we've already all seen the chapter. So, I think we've already seen the spoilers. If you've been around the community at all, you've probably seen it already, so I don't know how dangerous it is to speak about spoilers here. So, now, another question that I've been commonly asked is, will there be new stuff from the manga in Season 2? So, the thing is, right now we know very little about pretty much everything that's going on. We know very little about Empty Void, we know very little about Tsukuyomi, or the organization of, like, the machines and stuff, the Neo Heroes. So, as long as there is no critical information that comes out within the next couple months, it probably will not be included, because we simply don't know enough about it for me to actually include it in the story. And Season 2 is pretty much already completely planned out without those things. So, the new stuff probably will be in, like, I don't know, maybe a Season 3, like 5 or 10 years down the line, maybe. Depending on how long we take to finish up with those plot threads. Just one question, who's going to be the main villain for What If Boros Turned Good Season 2? For Season 1 it was Phoenix Man, for this one will it be Platinum S or something? I'll get into that a little bit later. Specifically, you can see on screen, probably... Yeah, you should be able to see it on screen. I have like little sections. I'll put timestamps on the stream later so that anyone rewatching at a later point can see it. So... I will talk about the plans for Season 2 in the plans for Season 2 section. Yasin in chat, hello? It was great to consume your content, buddy. How have you been? I've been varied. some pretty bad stuff, some pretty good stuff. So overall, okay, pretty good. How about you? Will Empty Void play a role in Season 2? No. Because, again, we don't have enough info yet, and even if we do get some info right now, Season 2 is already pretty much planned out completely. So, I'm pretty sure that unless we get a ton of new information very, very soon, I probably won't be able to incorporate Empty Void into the story in a seamless manner. So, it'll probably be a while. And the next question as well that's been asked is, how will the recent webcomic chapter affect Season 2? So, if you don't know, there is a certain reveal in the latest webcomic chapter. If you're afraid of spoilers, then you can probably mute for like 2 or 3 minutes at most. But if you are aware, then we can get into it. So, in the recent webcomic chapters, Boros is revealed to be alive in some shape or form. Specifically, Genos comes across him in a tube in Metal Knight's laboratory. We don't know if it's a clone, we don't know if it's the original Boros. We don't know if he will have his mind at all, or if he will just be mindless as Genos suggests he will be. So, for now, there are a lot of variables. I will say, if it is the original Boros, then it obviously clashes with the premise of my Boros series. So, if it is that, then I'll probably have to retcon it later in, like, maybe Season 3 of What If Boros Turned Good, if that ever happens. To just say that, oh, it's a clone of Boros or something that Metal Knight can make, or just remove it from the story entirely, because if it is the original Boros, then the whole story just can't happen, the one that I've built up. So... That's kind of how it's gonna go. It's not gonna be included in Season 2, because again, Season 2 is already pretty much completely planned out. And I'll have to either retcon the Boros clone, or whatever it is from the webcomic, into the story somehow, like make it different from the original, or I will just have to remove it. So we'll see how it goes. That means Platinum S is gonna be definitely the villain for Season 2. He is gonna be a villain, I will say that. He is going to be one of the big villains of Season 2, definitely. Raise our opinion on Season 3 of One Punch Man, do you think it will be good? Right now we don't have enough information for me to really talk about it, because we don't even know what studio is adapting it, as far as I know. So... probably... I don't really have thoughts on it at the moment. I know it'll be great, his writing is amazing, thank you. We're gonna do reviews of other anime like God of High School, DBZ, etc. Reviews, probably not, but I do want to spread into some other anime. I've been really getting into Record of Ragnarok recently, as well as some others, so maybe I will. We'll see. When are you going to read the One Punch Man webcomic? I'll see, because right now I'm very busy in real life, so I don't have the time. But maybe during summer. If this gets Season 3 before One Punch Man, I'm gonna laugh. Yeah, that would be funny. Is Season 3 confirmed? How many seasons will there be? It's gonna be... like, Season 2 is gonna be the end of the story for now. I'm gonna say that. It's not gonna end on any cliffhangers. It's not gonna end on any to-be-continueds. It's going to be the ending of this story for the time being. But then, when One Punch Man eventually finishes, then I might continue it. Depending on a few things, like... I don't know, if Boros dies in the second season, maybe there won't be any point to continue in a Season 3, you know? Who knows? Who knows? Anything is possible. You don't have to stick with the original story, just keep it up being amazing. Thank you. I love hearing positive things about this story. I loved writing it so much. Please make Blast stronger and give him more abilities in the What If series. Yeah, I'll probably sort of make up some abilities for Blast, because he will have fights in this season 2, I will say that. There will be foes on par with Blast, so he's going to have to get his hands dirty, and I will probably have to add a few extra abilities to him, because we just don't know what he can do at this point. The Boros in the chamber could be a clone, maybe Metal Knight using an arm of Boros. Yeah, maybe. It could be. And can True to draw stuff for you. Hold on, I think I missed something. That seems like a... It seems like a follow-up to something else. Natasha Celsia, could you say what exactly you meant by that? Not exactly sure. What's going to come out first, GTA 6 or One Punch Man Season 3? Probably GTA, to be honest. He better not die, bro. Yeah, this is decently the best What If fanfiction I've seen. Thank you. I really hope Boros does not die. I assume Season 2 will mainly be about that man. And no, definitely not, because again, you can watch the stream later fully, but if you just joined, Empty Void will not be a part of Season 2 because it's already pretty much planned out completely. And I did not make it with Empty Void in mind. Empty Void did not exist in the manga when I was making plans for Season 2. I'm still making plans every single day for Season 2, just extra scenes and stuff like that in my mind, but I don't really have a way to weave Empty Void into the story in any satisfying way, because it's already a complete story pretty much, unless I just made another like arc for him, but we just don't have enough info on him right now for me to really include him. Will Boros have his Kenji disguise when he becomes a hero again? Maybe, we'll see. I do plan to do a little bit of stuff with Boros, specifically his relationship with the Hero Association, because I think there's some good drama to be had there. But another question that I sort of want to cover is how long Season 2 will be. Will it be longer than Season 1, shorter? So, Season 1, what it was is one huge saga pretty much, 9 hours of just going from Boros being a complete alien to Boros acclimating to life on Earth, and then eventually it finishes with Boros being accepted as a hero. So that is pretty much just one big saga for Season 1. Season 2 will be different. It'll have 3 separate arcs. 3 shorter arcs, definitely, than the 9-hour mark, you know, for the 9-hour part for Season 1. But those arcs, I'm not too sure exactly how long they will be. It could be, like for the first arc, it's probably gonna be maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, because it's not gonna be too long. But at the same time, it depends on how much detail I want to go into. It might be 3 or 4 hours if I really get into detail with the writing. Then the second arc is gonna be the longest, probably, and it's gonna be, I don't know, maybe like 5 hours, we'll see. And then the last one is probably gonna be... Actually, I don't want to say how long it'll be. I don't want to say it yet. Fair enough. Are you gonna have Boros put in a romance? Because I feel that would be weird. No Boros x Tatsumaki, please. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Boros x Tatsumaki is never going to be a thing. They are only friends, okay? They're only friends. Do not worry. I will never make that a thing. I promise you on my pride as a human being that I will never make Boros x Tatsumaki canon to the story. What plans do you have for Boros' new generals? Oh, specifically Phoenix Man, I have a ton of stuff for him. Goketsu and Rover are gonna be a little bit less important, but they're still gonna be important. They're gonna do some things. Hot take, whenever Genos gets his final upgrade from the webcomic, he will be stronger than Tatsumaki. Maybe. I could see that being the case. I'm looking forward to see what Blue does in Season 2. Again, I have not read the webcomic, and the recent stuff in the manga is not going to be included in Season 2. Because again, we just don't have enough information on them in the manga yet. So, I'm not gonna include them. And again, it's already planned out, so I don't really want to mess with the story too much now. Is there any teaser trailer we can get before the release of Season 2? Yes, there will definitely be a teaser trailer. There will definitely be. 3 arcs, hell yeah, we eating good this year? Only friends, yeah, they all say that. Oh my god. Bro. And the thing is, with some moments I have planned specifically for Tatsumaki character development. Oh my god, I can imagine. Like, it's meant to just be friends, but with the internet, it's never just friends. The internet is gonna make it weird. The internet is gonna make it really weird. Guys, stop shipping Boros with Tatsumaki, it's weird. Yes, I could not agree more. Now Boros is Tatsumaki's no, please don't. Don't say that. I know this is minor, but will Suiryu play a part in Season 2? Maybe a little bit, but I don't have anything major with him planned. Kira, no. No. No, I'm not even saying that out loud. Will Speedo Sound Sonic play a role? Yes, he will. Cosmic Goketsu gonna solo the verse in Season 2. Yep, definitely. Goketsu Rover and Phoenix Man vs. Malzagard, Gorybas, and Geryugan Shoop, Battle of the Generals. Phoenix Man alone just absolutely annihilates, because Phoenix Man in this story is ridiculously strong. Please don't ruin Garo like the manga, keep him close to his webcomic variant. I'll definitely do different things with Garo than the manga did. I'll say that, it's definitely going to be different. Finally in a stream of yours. Yeah, welcome Sage, welcome to the stream. They're better as friends? Yes, definitely. Tatsumaki character development, they were only meant to be friends. You're digging a grave right now. Oh my lord. The internet is a wild place. Let them be acquaintances. I love how it's everyone versus the shippers here. Ooh, yeah. Does Metal Knight do anything in Season 2? Yes, he does have a role. He will have a role to play. Will God have a limited role? Yes, he will have a role. Will Garo monsterize in Season 2? I will say right now, the first arc is about Garo specifically. Like, it's mostly Garo as the villain for the first arc. That is what I will say. I won't spoil anything, but I will say that's the first arc, pretty much. So now, getting into a couple more questions. Will there be more Garo? I just answered that, so yeah, there will be more Garo. He is going to be a major character. Will there be more Saitama? That's one of the biggest questions I've been asked, because one of the biggest critiques people have with Season 1 is Saitama not being in it enough, because he's still the main character of One Punch Man, and I kind of shafted him. But the thing is, Saitama is a problem character in the sense that the moment he is in any scene, the stakes just go out the window completely. Like, it's really tough to write him. Even in the manga, you see he's only there for the big fights in the Monster Association arc. Like, for the most part, he's there in the background, and he only has, like, 2 battles. And that's kind of something that just has to happen with Saitama. He has to be taken out of scenes, because then there will be no stakes in those scenes if he is there. So he's a problem character for sure. I do want to include him more. I definitely want to give him a bigger role. But the thing is, it's tough to do that without destroying the stakes. Because, for example, in part 15, at any point did you feel like the heroes were going to lose after Saitama joined the battle? Like, at any point, did you feel like anything bad was going to happen? Like, honest question, like, did you feel like anything bad was going to happen at all after Saitama joined? There's a delay on the stream, so I can read some chats before I get the answers. How much God Killing Squad are we gonna see? Excited for that? You're gonna see quite a bit of them, because every member of the God Killing Squad has a role to play in the story. Saitama is really hard to write, yeah. He was the most painful to write in Season 1, honestly, because I want to include him, but aside from little comedy scenes, I'm kind of scared to just include him. Because, again, it's just really difficult to make things work with him. My cat is making it so I can't hear her read, bro. Yeah, pets do be like that sometimes. Is Garo not going to suck? Only time will tell. But I do hope that I can make him very interesting. I'll say that. Can't wait for Season 2. I'm glad to hear that. People have been legit begging that he doesn't pull up against Empty Void. Yeah, exactly. Like, Saitama is there for depression and gags. Yeah. Saitama ends villains in 5 seconds that could last for 10 episodes. Yeah, like, every time a new villain is introduced in One Punch Man, you just beg that he doesn't meet Saitama, because Goketsu, super cool character, died to Saitama. Vaccine Man or Carnage Kabuto, who could have both pretty much had their own mini arcs, like Deep Seeking, died to Saitama. Orochi died to Saitama. Well, didn't die, but you know, like, you get the point. Like, whenever a villain is introduced, you just beg that he doesn't meet Saitama. How strong would you say Cosmic Fear Phoenix Man is compared to a serious Saitama? I did a stream a while ago on power scaling that, so if you're interested, I recommend checking that out probably. How old is Boros actually? That is information that we do not know. So every time his age is mentioned, I just say many years ago or decades ago or something, because we know he's at least over 20, but how much exactly after that, we don't know. Wait, I just joined. When is Season 2 coming out? Probably very late spring, maybe early summer. It's still a while from happening. I actually felt something bad was going to happen when Saitama was taken out of the fight by the wormhole. That was the peak of the tension. Yeah, that's good to hear, because that was like the attempt there, to take Saitama out of it a little bit. So I'm glad that it did work. What do you prefer, the first or second version of Orochi versus Boros? Oh, definitely the second. I made the second because I didn't like the first. Because the build-up was long and then the actual battle was like 5 minutes and then Orochi just died. Which, to be fair, is how it would probably happen if it actually did happen, but it's still that just... I just like the way the second version turned out. Wild Dragon or whatever it's called, the biggest Saitama victim. Yeah, dude had insane lore. It was going to destroy the world and then... boom. Orochi and Goketsu are little definitions of wasted potential. Yeah, for sure. He's probably very old, like centuries, because Melzergard is 500 years old. Yeah, could be. Yasuhiro gonna get more screen time, he's one of my favorite characters. I'll try, but I don't have any big plans for him yet. But I will try. What's your favorite monster in One Punch Man? Boros. Unless you don't count him as a monster, because, like, Dr. Genius states he's a monster, but other than that, we don't have confirmation if he's a monster or not. I hope he's not. If I had to pick another monster besides Boros, it would probably be Orochi or Black S. One of those two, probably. Which Orochi fight in the manga did you like the most? Probably the original Saitama versus Orochi, unless you include Sairochi versus Tatsumaki, then definitely that. Because that's one of my favorite fights. Has your Sage Centipede and Ocean Water scale changed? It's pretty much how it was in the top 20 ranking video. Will Saitama die or be replaced by Boros? Who knows? Maybe he will. If Gojo were to be a One Punch Man hero, what would his hero rank be? Oh, he would definitely be popular, because man's got Riz, man's got the what's this called? The charisma. He's got everything he needs to be popular with the masses, and you know, the real world shows that he is very popular among every anime fan ever. So it's definitely, he would definitely be high up there, probably number 4, number 3 maybe even number 2. I could see that, because again, like, he would be so popular. What if Boros was betrayed and locked in the time chamber? How did that become a trend? Like the Goku stuff? I'm not even sure. Will Genos and Boros spar again? Maybe. I wonder how much stronger Boros will get. He will be pretty strong. Is Boros going to damage Saitama in their spar? We will see. Do you hate Sage? I don't hate Sage, but I just feel like he was extremely disappointing, because after his introduction I actually felt hyped at first, but then as the fight goes on, he's just kind of clowned on the entire time. So I kind of want them to redraw the fight. You know, if Murata ever has the time, like he redrew Orochi versus Saitama, maybe he could redraw the Sage fight completely. I think a good way to do it would be to have Garo versus Sage and Ocean Water at the same time, and that could actually be very hype. So then, another question. Actually, that would get into plans for Season 2. Maybe let's read the chat a little bit, because I see a few more questions here. Is Boros gonna have a new transformation in Season 2? Maybe. Who knows? Make Suiryu become Boros' apprentice? Maybe, but I feel like Boros is already gathering a squad, and Suiryu doesn't really have a reason to join that squad, because he never really got humbled like he did in the original manga. Didn't Platinum S have more Black S cells than in the original manga? He did, because he didn't lose the arm of 12 trillion that Golden S lost in the manga. Gojo would be a rival to a My Mask. Yeah, I could see that being a rivalry. Imagine them having a sing-off, like they're on stage and then they're just like having a sing-off or something like that, or just they're making a fashion show together and just rivaling on who gets the most votes from the audience. They have Discord's channel. I want to make some Tatsumaki x Boros memes. Please don't, but I do have a Discord. It should be linked to under a few of my videos, maybe. 90% of fanfictions are dead crazy. Yeah, I can agree with that. It's because after they introduced Monster Garo in the manga became goofy. Yeah, I definitely agree. Do you think the Ninja leader kind of looks like Deathstroke? Maybe a little bit. Are you sad about the returning of Boros? I am wary, because the manga has not gone in a direction which I would like. Everything after Garo woke up in the Monster Association arc has been going kind of, I wouldn't say downhill, but it's been off ever since he woke up. The manga gained a much more goofy tone. So I am worried that they might wreck Boros, but at the same time, I am excited to see what they do with him. I wouldn't say I'm sad or like I'm nervous about it. I'll say that. I'm nervous. I'm not sure what they'll do. Is Saitama going to consecutive normal poke Boros' chest? Like, that's actually a great idea. That is actually a great idea for their rematch. Jogo lobotomizes the whole verse. Fact. Will Boros and Tatsumaki train? I can say with certainty that they will. Where can I join the Boros X Tatsumaki Discord server? There is no Boros X Tatsumaki Discord server. There is none. Mahito being a part of the Monster Association would be hilarious, trolling everyone. That would be pretty cool. Actually, what if the disaster curses were in One Punch Man might go kind of hard? If I buff them up to be up to snuff with the power scaling in One Punch Man, that could be really cool to talk about. What is Boros' favorite earth food and his least favorite? Favorite has gotta be seafood, because, I don't know, seafood, the deep sea king, or just the deep sea creatures in general look the most alien out of anything on Earth. So Boros would like that because he's an alien. Least favorite, I don't know, boiled eggs or something, I don't know. What if Cosmic Deep Sea King was trapped in for 500 years? How strong do you think Tatsumaki would be if she had a cosmic form? Very strong, definitely stronger than Garo, because Garo transformed when he was in human form, so she would be way stronger than initial cosmic Garo. At least I think so. The webcomic recently has been excellent with a really fitting tone. I'm excited for what one does. Yeah, that's good. That's good to hear. I only read the recent chapter. I haven't read any other chapters of the webcomic. Aside from the ninja arc, I have read that as well. Boros gonna get racially discriminated against. Oh. Okay, I think we can get into plans for Season 2 now. So, I have a list of things that I would like to talk about. For, plans for Season 2. Because I do want to mention a few things. So, firstly, how Season 1 was made, I want to talk about a little bit. So, Season 1 was basically all me. Because I obviously didn't draw anything I was using, or didn't, I didn't make the music, but I did write the story on my own, I did edit it all on my own, I did pick everything on my own. And for Season 2, I would like to change that. Specifically voices. That is one of the biggest things that I want to change. I want to get some actual voice actors in here. Mainly for Garo and Tatsumaki. And then 2 new original characters. So basically 4 voice actors. There would be 4 voice actors, which I really want to get. And my channel isn't monetized yet, but it will be next month, most likely. So any money that I get from YouTube, I'll probably pour into this series. So that's pretty much like one of the main things that I kind of want to talk about is the money aspect of it, because I want to make Season 2 a lot bigger than Season 1 was. I want to actually get a lot of stuff done. Specifically also, I want to maybe get a short animation for the finale. Maybe a very short, because the animation is crazy expensive. I hold no illusions that I will be able to animate a whole episode or anything. But at least a short animation I would love to get done. Specifically for the introduction of the final villain. Because that scene needs to be animated. I don't care what happens, I will animate it with my own money. If I have to. But it's just a matter of how long it takes to get that done. Another thing that I want to sort of invest into is a lot of custom artwork. Because for the most part, I only really paid for 3 thumbnails for Season 1. Those are the main things that I spent money on. And I generated a couple images with AI for backgrounds and a couple designs too, like Firestorm Phoenix Man was AI generated. So those are some of the main things that I want to do. I want to commission a lot more custom artwork. And maybe even a potential animatic or 2, depending again on how much money I make off of YouTube. Because I'm fortunate enough to not need to worry about stuff like food or rent or anything like that at the moment. But I also don't have money. I just live with my parents right now because I'm still 17. I'm still not technically an adult. So I kind of want to, whenever I do monetize the channel, I'm just gonna spend pretty much all I make on Season 2 because I want to make it as good as possible. I might also maybe open up a Patreon, we'll see. Because, again, I want to make a short animation, which is very expensive. I want to get a lot of custom artwork done, maybe even an original score for the finale, maybe, big maybe on that one, because that's not a priority. The priority is the short animation, and custom artwork, and the voice actors for Tatsumaki and Garo. Those are the main priorities. So, before we go any further, I want to read the chat a little bit. Who do you think has the best backstory? Boros, because he's the most badass. That backstory is so badass. He just dominated the universe so hard that he grew bored of it. Will it be what if Boros was in DBZ in the near future? I did plan to make that at one point, but I kind of scrapped the idea. I even had a script written out for part 1, but it just wasn't really hitting that hard for me. How strong would Cosmic Fear Gojo be? He'd be pretty strong, definitely, because depending... Okay, I don't know too much about JJK scaling, because I'm not caught up to the manga, but I will say he is at least a lot faster than Sound, and he is at least, like, what, town level, bare minimum? I have heard upscales to, like, planet level, so depending, he could be Dragon, or maybe even God with Cosmic. Cosmic Gojo with Cosmic Infinity and Infinite Void, that would be really hard. The hacks would go crazy. Will Platinum S find and eat Boros' arm that Saitama took off Boros in the first fight? Pretty sure that that arm would be like rotten at this point. 2 new original characters, yes. 2 new original characters. I am excited to introduce them. I won't say who they are or what they do or anything like that, but there will be 2 new original characters. Will you eventually get an animator to animate it? Maybe. If this was animated, it would be amazing. Voice actors would be a new thing in the realm of what if content. I think it's a good idea. There have been some in the past. I specifically think of Plus Ultraman. He has voice actors for some of his what ifs. Hey man, if you need an art, I'm your guy. Could you maybe send me a message on Discord so I can remember you? Because right now, I can copy your name, but other than that, I don't have your contact. So if you are interested in helping, then could you please send me a message on Discord? What about Santa Boros? Santa Boros was a thing. Maybe I'll continue it next summer. Or next Christmas, maybe. I'll see. How would Phoenix Man's next form look? He doesn't have a next form, I will say that, because in Season 1 he specifically tapped out on his potential. He reached his full peak, so he's not going to be evolving anymore. It would be up to contribute to the making of Season 2. I'm glad to hear that. Tatsumaki voice was legendary. I'm gonna go all Doomslayer on all these shippers. Ignore my name. One Punch Man animation would get me trapped in my room for years. We'll get Mile trapped in my room for years. I'm not sure what you're trying to say with that. Sorry if I don't get something. Now, people like Plus Ultraman also, his voice actors, Masako X is pretty much an entire voice acting battalion alone too. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, like Plus Ultraman. Masako X is godly. Dude, man has so many voices. Like, it's actually insane. Do it, yes please. Now, strongest Cosmic Fear crying child? Multiversal at least, because as we established in the Discord server a while back, FNAF is already Universal Plus at the bare minimum. What about mice? Just make Tatsumaki X Boros happen. The ship will forever be eternal. No, please no. Don't do this to me, please. Is Heisenberg gonna be selling crystal meth in Season 3? No, probably, I hope not. Diamond S will dominate in the One Punch Man universe. Cosmic Fear Wild Emperor goes hard? Maybe. I can't animate, but I'd love to help you in any way. I'm very glad to hear that, because in my country, I don't know what the ad rates are for YouTube. They might be really low. Because estimates for my revenue, like I went on a site recently to check like what the estimates for my revenue would be. And they range for 20 euros to 350 euros. Like it depends on the ad revenue so much. So I don't know, we'll see. Because if it's like 300 euros, then I can get a lot done. Like I might not even need to set up a Patreon. But if it's like 20, then yeah, I'll definitely need help to make this happen. I hate to ask for money, but like, it's just something that kind of needs to happen if I want to make that animation, and I'm only getting like 20 from YouTube, so... Yeah. I'd bet I'm gonna message you. Can I get a link to the Discord? Yeah, I can link it right now. Let's find the Discord server real quick. Okay, this should be the link. If the ninja leader is so dangerous that Blast has to go after him, do you think he might be Meteoric Burst level? Maybe. We don't know enough about him yet, but maybe. Wait, to Discord? I sent the link to the Discord server, and then after that, you can directly message me from there. Don't peer pressure the poor guy. The poor guy. You know, I feel like an enemy of Boros from outer space for revenge would be awesome. I'm not gonna comment too much on that, but I will say one of those original characters could maybe, potentially, be exactly what you just said. Potentially. Who knows? Will Phoenix Man join the Godslayer unit? That Saitama makes him pay rent. He might. We'll see. I have specific plans for Phoenix Man, I'll say that much. Like, Phoenix Man is gonna have roles to play. Tatsumaki and Boros act more like siblings than Tatsumaki and Fubuki. Tatsumaki being the arrogant brat little sister and Boros being the more mature and responsible older brother. True, but then at the same time, he's definitely the younger brother when it comes to anything communication-based. Like, Tatsumaki is the one that bails him out of situations with the Hero Association all the time. So it's kind of like they're both the older and younger sibling at the same time. Tatsumaki and Boros in general were just so fun to write together. Will Boros break his limiter? Potentially. Potentially. Could Boros beat Genos in an eating contest, or will the outcome be the same with Saitama and Genos? Depends on how much Boros can eat. I imagine his metabolism is probably insane, so he might out-eat Genos if Genos literally explodes from the inside with food. Maybe. If you were to get voice actors, how much would you pay? I'd need to look into exactly how much people usually pay for voice actors, because I don't know enough about the industry of voice acting, I'll say. I'll probably go to like voices.com or other places and just see how much people are offering and then just go from there. Will the only threats that come from Earth and God, or will there be threats from space that you plan to invent? I kind of already answered that, so... yeah. Will you make a Patreon? Maybe. I'll see how much money I get from YouTube, because I'm not monetized yet. I don't know how much I'll get from YouTube. But when I know, then it will... the answer will be coming. Because I hope I don't need to, because again, I would hate to ask for money to make this happen, but I might have to make that short animation and stuff. Fog. I might consider joining the production, but to be frank, I'm a doodler for fun. Hey, anything is welcome. Because I definitely need help with Season 2, because I want to make it big. Blast X Boros when? Oh my god. Never. Never. Definitely never. You're my favorite power scaler. Thank you. That sounds epic. Is Boros functionally immortal? Probably not. Like, he can definitely still die. I think Boros will return before the God arc in the webcomic. Probably. The God arc is definitely going to be the final arc, for sure. Saitama millionaire are coming. Alright, I'm in. Will Boros have complete control and mastered Meteoric Burst? I'll say that's gonna be a goal for him to achieve. Did Phoenix Man take more power from God than Garo? I think I'd probably say it was about the same. He's definitely a lot stronger than initial Cosmic Garo, but then peak Cosmic Garo is probably stronger. Cosmic Fear Donald Trump pulling up in Season 5. Ooh. I hope not. I hit the nail on the head with that, didn't I? So what will it be? A female alien who wants revenge because Boros broken? No, stop. No, definitely not. No. Fire King, just no. Boros versus Pig God in an eating contest. Nobody is beating Pig God except for Gums. Nobody is beating Pig God in an eating contest except for Guns. What if you used AI voice on Saitama? I think my Saitama voice is one of the better ones. I don't think I need to hire voice actors for Saitama. I think Garo and Tatsumaki are the main ones, and then the two OCs. Saitama's gonna be swimming in money in this alternate universe. Yeah, he gets paid a lot now. Is Boros gonna be living in the woods? No. Can you please don't make an evil Saitama in the season 2? This idea is so bad. Definitely not. I definitely won't be making any evil Saitamas. I never even thought of that, actually. The real question is if the ninja village leader can out-eat Genos. Probably not. Actually, wait, no. He consumed all those people in like an instant. He actually probably can. Or season 2 is gonna be absolute peak. Yeah, that's I'm excited for the excitement. I'll say that. Luckily for you, I am already planning on making an Boros animatic. Yo, that sounds awesome. That actually sounds awesome. Saitama harem with Boros? No. Come on, dude. No. You know what the worst part is? I'm pretty sure someone messaged... Hold on, let me check. Yeah, bro. One of my friends in real life messaged me and said he's watching, and all you guys are talking about are just ships. Come on. How much does the God Slayer unit get paid? The S-Class heroes get at least 6 figures, so the God Slayer unit probably gets like 7 figures. Okay, hold on. I need to get up to snuff with the chat a little bit. Just join. Can anyone give a quick summary of what's been said here? Basically just discussing the plans for Season 2. I want to make it a lot bigger than Season 1. I want to get maybe a short animation going, maybe some animatics, and I also want to get a lot of custom artwork done for this series. Those are pretty much the most important things. Quick summary, Boros X Tatsumaki, there we go, no need to thank me, stop. Bro, I need to... Is there an option to, like, ban the Boros X Tatsumaki as a phrase on the stream? Like, is there an option to do that? Just, like, automatically mutes any comment with that phrase? Do you think God is gonna send an avatar stronger than Cosmic Garo soon? Maybe, but I don't think he will in the manga. I think it will happen at some point, but just not soon. Why didn't God make Cosmic Fear Sairochi? Probably it just didn't meet his standards, maybe. Maybe he didn't think he needed to make any cosmic fear beings at that point, because he didn't know how strong Saitama was. I will do my best to protect you from the shippers. When I asked if Boros was functionally immortal, I was asking if he could die of old age. If yes, what would be his lifespan? He can probably die. Like, I imagine he's still a mortal being. Like, he probably does age. We don't know how his age really... We don't know his lifespan. We have zero info on it, so we'll see. I might just make it vague in the story, or I might just not include it at all. Season 2 in the late spring or late summer, 2 new OCs, we'll have 3 arcs. Yeah, those are pretty much the main things. Fear ugly Extatsuba, stop! Saitama gets paid a lot of money but loses it paying for expensive food. Awakened Satori Cosmic Fear mode will go insane. Bro, if I got power from God to draw animations in like a day, that would be great. If I could animate sequences in like 2 days for an episode or something. And I'm getting notifications, sorry for the noise. What if Boros is an absolute Chad? Okay, stop it. Stop, please. Garo crash lands on the ground in the Yamcha death pose. That's a meme that I will include. That's the plan. The Hero Association will probably force Boros. Okay. Bro, why is the chat so weird? Can we just establish that the chat is weird? Go touch grass, you gremlins. The chat is split. Like, it's either shippers or people combating shippers right now. It's crazy. Saitama gets a hair transplant that Genos mentioned. Will Platinum S return? Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's see if I have any more notes. So I pretty much mentioned the stuff that I want to do, like voice actors, custom artwork, potential animatics, a short animation for sure, and then maybe an original score for the finale. So those are the biggest things. Another thing I can bring up is, I guess, the characters with the biggest roles. Like, that's something that probably is interesting to talk about. So obviously Boros is gonna have a big role, Garo and Tatsumaki of course as well. Cause it's you know, it's pretty obvious if I get voice actors for them, they're obviously gonna have big roles. Another big role is Phoenix Man and the 2 OCs. Those are pretty much the next tier of like the biggest roles. And Platinum S is honestly gonna have the biggest role of all. Like, actually, no joke, Platinum S has probably the biggest role in the entire series, aside from Boros himself. And then another thing that I can talk about a little bit is inspirations for Season 2. Because that can sort of give you a general idea of what kind of stuff might happen. So firstly, the thing that I'm inspired most by is just various music that I listen to. Like, I just hear a melody and I imagine a scene, or hear some words and imagine an interaction between characters. That's pretty much the main inspiration. But in terms of anime inspirations, specifically Jujutsu Kaisen is a big one. And I did make a community post before that the series might get a little bit dark, like JJK did. So definitely gonna get dark, I'll say that. There's gonna be some pretty dark moments in there. It's not gonna be all doom and gloom. There's gonna be comedy, of course. It's One Punch Man still. But I am going to aim more for Cosmic Garo killing Genos type of vibes, rather than Tsundere Garo messing with Metal Bat or whatever. You know, like, if you want a comparison, it's definitely gonna lean more toward Cosmic Garo being like a god and scary, like that sort of tone, instead of just comedy. You should definitely read the webcomic. I honestly prefer it to the manga at this point. Yeah, I will definitely say I've read the ninja arc in the webcomic, and it's so much better than the manga that it's not even funny. Like, even the artwork at this point, I prefer the webcomic because it just looks so much more stylized and cooler, whereas the manga is getting more chibi, it seems. Like, everyone is just kidified for some reason. Since he has an exoskeleton, I feel like Boros will function like an insect, starting off as a larva, then cocooning, then becoming an adult. That's a weird thought, but maybe. What about a short intro and outro? That would be something that I really do want to include. Like, if I'm able to, I would like that. If I'm really lucky and I get a big budget, then I might also do a short animatic for season 1. Just like with the most pivotal scenes from season 1. So, for example, like just a short quick montage of like the most impactful scenes from various parts. It's like, for example, Boros revealing himself or his real identity to everyone, and then Boros and Saitama comboing and stuff. Like you know, just like some of, like a montage of just the main moments, and then either have it drawn or maybe in an animatic format. We'll see. What if we stop shipping? That is the most unrealistic what if idea that I've ever seen, but it's also the one that I want to happen the most. Oh no, a genocide main cast moment. Yeah. I will say characters are not safe in the story. Some people can die, and some people will die. I love dark moments. Yes, sir. What about Psychos with her being dead, and later on in the original webcomic they might have a big role? Will that change? It might. Depends on how big of a role she will have in the original story. Are styles devolving into chibi is common for some reason, happened to Dragon Ball 2. Yeah, exactly. It's really weird. I think maybe it's easier to draw, so maybe that's why manga artists sort of go that route. Maybe. Once you can sell merch, make sure you make Boros Tatsumaki shirts. If anything, like, if there is ever merch, then maybe I would make them as, like, as just the dynamic duo of the series, because they're pretty much the main two characters. Tatsumaki and Boros are pretty much the main characters of Season 1. So, you know, maybe, but it wouldn't be in a sus format, it would just be in, like, you know, like standing back to back or whatever on the back of a shirt or something like that. But we'll see. I don't plan to ever sell merch. How many full power monster Garos would it take to beat webcomic Garo? One scales to Tatsumaki and the other scales to Meteoric Burst Boros. I mean, full power monster Garo from the manga by himself probably beats webcomic Garo. Because webcomic just has much lesser feats, scaling-wise. Like, they don't go much beyond the speed of light. They don't go far beyond planetary. So, the manga just has them beat overall. But in terms of lore, I would say that the webcomic is definitely superior. Because, again, he, like you said, scales to Boros, whereas the manga doesn't. So, I'd say it would take a few, but like it wouldn't take that many probably. Since humans are more advanced in One Punch Man, could they extend their lifespan indefinitely with the use of genetic engineering? Maybe. Hunter x Hunter just went the opposite way, unchibifying. Yeah, exactly. That's one of the reasons I love Hunter x Hunter so much. It just gets so dark later. Will the virtual genocide simulator play a role? I don't really have anything in mind for that, but maybe. Hunter x Hunter is goated, yes. We need a t-shirt where they're looking like Among Us. Why? I have arrived. I heard there were pitiful shippers here. That's a bit harsh. How many Psycho Orochi to beat Tatsumaki or P. Garo in a Cosmic? For Tatsumaki, honestly, she just twists them all, no matter how many of them there are. Like, she just has such an area of effect that she just one-shots them all regardless. Like, you could have an entire country covered in Sairochis and they probably get one-shot in an instant. Because she just can do that, she has the scale for that. Unless they all combine their powers into one somehow, but other than that, they all die. And for Peak Monster Garo, probably like, I don't know, a few hundred, but even then, he's way faster, so he just blitzes them. Do you think that Satan exists in the One Punch Man universe? Are we gonna put him in Season 2? I don't think that Satan exists in One Punch Man. Probably not, unless we get a very big reveal at some point. What if Senator Armstrong fights Boros in Season 2? I don't know who that is. Your One Punch Man power scaling is some of the best I've seen. 10 out of 10. Thank you for your content. Thank you for the compliment. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover for the Boros news. So that took about an hour. Is there anything else you would like me to talk about? Don't talk about a country of Sairochis when the shippers are here. Since characters in One Punch Man seem to not be limited by the laws of physics, could Boros create new energy and matter? Could he learn how to manipulate matter and change it into whatever he wants? Maybe, but probably not. Will Platinum S fight any of the S-Class heroes before Boros? He will fight a couple, I'll say that. One Punch Man is heavily based on Egyptian mythology, with God representing Osiris, the god of the moon. There isn't a devil equivalent. Yeah, that's also something that... Yeah, I think you're right. Sage Centipede is stronger than Psycho Orochi and could beat Tatsumaki. Debatable. I personally do not agree. How strong will Empty Void be? We don't know, but he will probably be at least above Dragon. Like everybody keeps saying that. Satan versus... Oh, Mr. Satan versus King. In terms of physical stats, Satan definitely takes it, but in terms of luck, King has better luck. It would be cool to meet more Boros' species. Quick question, will there ever be a fight where Boros uses a sleeping Saitama as a weapon? Like a longsword? Why would that happen? I'm kinda confused on how that idea came into being, but probably not. Love your top 20 tier list, thank you. Will Platinum S evolve into a more advanced form? Potentially. How would Boros react to the House of Evolution? He would probably destroy them, to be honest. Like, he would ask for the strongest fighter, they would bring out Carnage Kabuto, he would destroy it, and then probably just destroys everyone else. I don't think he would be that interested. Unless it's the good guy Boros from my story, in which case, we will see, because... Spoiler alert for part 1, Dr. Genus is in it, so... You know, the first episode has Dr. Genus, so yeah. Is Garo going to fight Boros eventually? We will see. Well, the anime deck I was planning has two of my favorite villains, one of them being Boros. Okay. So it's like a general One Punch Man animatic, right? Like, not like a specifically what if Boros turned good animatic. Looks like that's gonna be in season 2. Boros using a sleeping Saitama as a weapon would be a funny gag. I don't think Boros will meet Gaara in the next webcomic events. Maybe, we'll see. We don't even know when exactly he will wake up. Because he's still not fully healed. Adamantium S when? We'll see how things go with S. We shall see. Just wait and see. Okay. If I had to bet my money, one of the OCs is the same species as Boros. Black S will get a diamond version. Gaara will eventually kill someone. I will say, at least one of those predictions is right. I will not say which one, and I will not say if more of those predictions are right. But I will say that those are solid predictions, and at least one of them is completely right. Who would win in a regeneration contest, Boros or Zombie Man? I mean, Zombie Man was kind of completely disintegrated at one point, and he said he almost died, but he still regenerated, whereas Boros' best feat is just being turned to mush and then regenerating, so it's better than being... It's less impressive than being disintegrated and then regenerating. Would Platinum S evolution be Diamond S? Maybe. Anyways, I plan on voting for Boros to be president. Hey, better than 90% of the presidents we have today, am I right? Jokes, jokes. I don't want to get political. I honestly have no political opinions at all. I'm just not interested. What if we get Among S? Honestly, that's a pretty clever pun. Boros playing games with King. That is something that might happen. I'm the self-proclaimed king of blasphemy. I'll never stop with Boros X Tatsumaki. Also is Satori's fault. He caused this, not me. Hey, I only wrote a story. You guys are the ones making it weird. They're just friends. Platinum S will vor some heroes. Good night, everyone. Time to sleep. Good night, Wolf. Can we get some hints to the other OC character in Season 2? Okay, I will say I was talking about inspirations before, so I can bring up a couple here and then that'll sort of just explain it. So, one of the other major inspirations for this season, specifically one of the OCs, is an anime called Assassination Classroom. It's about assassination. And there is a guy there. A certain guy called the Reaper. If you know the lore about the Reaper, and if you know what he does, you might know something about the second OC. And there is also another inspiration, is the fourth Transformers movie from Michael Bay. And in that, there is another certain character from outer space that does certain things. So, if you know those two characters, the Reaper and then the certain someone from the Transformers 4 movie, you have a pretty good idea of what this OC will be like, this original character will be like, the second original character. Boros will probably be extremely good at video games. He likes conflict a lot, so he will be very competitive. He would play with King, and he would get pissed off and then probably destroy the PC accidentally. He just mashes the buttons too hard. Will Boros meet God again? Potentially. The Reaper is a teacher, no? No, he's not a teacher. What if Boros committed tax fraud? Time to go back to my theory days on the Discord server. Yeah, actually on the Discord server, at one point I posted a bunch of music, like a bunch of tracks from various anime, and I gave them certain names that are associated with some of the scenes that those tracks will be played in Season 2. So if you want to theorize, you can go there and go to, I think it was the Leaks channel, and then you can see the names, and then maybe some scenes can be sort of theorized from that. They're very vague though, you won't get anything too concrete, but you can get some general ideas if you connect the dots. Koro Sensei is the teacher in Assassination Classroom, for those who don't know. Well, I guess technically the Reaper is sort of a teacher, but it's not the Reaper that I'm talking about. It's another Reaper that becomes a teacher later in their life. I don't want to spoil Assassination Classroom because it's goated. You should watch it if you haven't. It's just so fun. It's such good vibes. Not even Boros can go up against the IRS. What if the IRS arrested One Punch Man? Video coming soon. Saitama's serious button mash and collapsing star roaring button combo versus King with 2 fingers. King solos with 1 finger. It's not close. He beats them up real bad. Discord link? I can send another link, sure. I can send it here again. And you can get in there if you want. Satri is cooking. Karma is best boy. Yeah, Karma is so good. Karma is such an awesome character. What if Boros went to the Narutoverse instead of the Otsutsuki? I have videos planned on Naruto vs. Boros. I have 3 more coming. The first one was Naruto vs. the Monster Association. Another one is gonna be Jubito versus Tatsumaki, and then Boros versus Madara. So yeah, Boros is gonna be in a video with Naruto at some point. You should make it a gag that Saitama forgot to pay taxes. that actually could be funny. Half of the chat is Boros shipping. It was, but then it wasn't anymore. A little bit. I feel like we've sort of... It sort of died down, and I wanted to stay that way. One Punch Man versus the IRS. The IRS is just unbeatable. Is the OC inspired by the original Reaper or the second one? The second one. Who are your top 5 favorite power scalers? For One Punch Man or just in general? Because that depends. I don't really have any, like, rankings for them, but I do have a few that I watch consistently. When is it going to start? Probably, like, at the earliest, it's gonna be in very late spring, maybe early summer, maybe even midsummer, depending on how long certain things take. I do want to... here's another thing that I wanted to cover. So, originally for Boros Season 1, I would do it so that I write the script and then I make the video. Then I would write the script for the next video and so on, and I would like sort of do the story in parts. But for Season 2, I kind of want to write the entire season, just so I know exactly what I have to work with, how much artwork I need to get, how many voice lines I need to get, that sort of stuff. So I'll probably make it all, and then I honestly really want to make at least a few parts of the season before I actually release the first part, or like the first episode, because I want to have a more consistent upload schedule for Season 2, because Season 1 went on for a whole year and more. So I kind of want to almost have like bi-weekly episodes of What If Boros Turned Good. So that's also another reason why it might get pushed back into like midsummer. Saitama versus Crypto. I just watched a video actually, like just before the stream, before the bad news came, that about crypto and how people scammed everyone using crypto. So Saitama would probably lose. He would get scammed. I'm gonna head out. Thanks for having me in your chat later. Later, Chris. Glory Boss versus Omni King. Omni King definitely loses. Boros versus NFTs. Oh god. Boros would not know what that is. But we've been streaming for an hour 15 minutes. About the power scaler question, I don't think there was ever an elaboration. Because, yeah, I don't see it, so the question was just top 5 favorite power scalers. I'll just say the ones I watch, because I don't really know how to rank, like, actual people, so I'll just say the power scalers that I consistently watch are Yasin, Mr. Perfect Cell, and Professor Fiction for One Punch Man. Those are the 3 that I consistently watch and like I engage with their content. Then for other series, I do watch a few of my friends. For example, Loco does Naruto content. I don't agree with him a lot of the time, but he is a friend, so I watch him. But, you know, he does make good videos, like he presents a different viewpoint on the series. Then some others for Naruto, like Sage of Thick Calves, yes, that's his actual name. And Prodigy is another one. You know, there are a few that I watch. Power scale the actual humans. Hey Satoru, if you want to know who I am, watch someone play Metal Gear Rising Revengeance or play it yourself. Oh, the name is Senator Armstrong. Yeah, I'll probably just Google, to be honest. Oh, from the profile, I have seen the profile picture. I have seen the guy in the profile picture, actually. I don't know what he does, but I have seen this guy from the profile picture. Would you do Saitama versus anything in DBZ? I think other people have already done it, and better than I could probably, so yeah. Can you talk about your original series? Which original series exactly? What if Boros doing good? Because I've talked about that quite a bit. I don't know really what else to say, because I don't want to spoil things. Boros versus Omni-Man? I think Boros definitely wins from what I know of Omni-Man. Crying child appears instead of Monster Garo. He takes a serious punch like a Chad and cracks Saitama's ribs. Yeah. If you want to have a good time, I recommend watching Nuxtaku reacting to the FNAF lore. Because Nuxtaku is like pretty much the most unhinged YouTuber I know. In the best way possible. Like, he's not controversial, but he's just so fun to watch. And then he's reacting to this lore where just children are being gutted every 2 seconds. And it's just hilarious to see his reactions. So if you want a good time, I'd recommend that. I watched it like yesterday, I think. While editing, I had it in the background. Guys, I now have to have Satoru spoil Season 2. Just ask him questions, and if he responds in the vaguest manner possible, it's in Season 2. Honestly, yeah. Sierra's question, do you actually have a problem with Boros X Tatsumaki? I mean, it's really weird, I think. Just because Boros is an alien, we don't even know his age. Tatsumaki is like a 28-year-old that looks kind of like a child at points. Like, she has some panels where she looks like an adult, but most of the time she looks like a child, so... It's kind of weird for me, personally. Will Boros train Fubuki because knowing her and how insistent she is, she will ask him so much to help her that he will eventually train her? Okay, I will say, several characters will have training arcs. And one of those characters is Tatsumaki, another one is Boros, then Fubuki could be one of them. Nux is a madman. Yeah, but he's like a fun madman. Like, you know, it's not like a madman where you watch to see, like, to hate on him. He's a madman where you watch to see what he says and does next because he's funny. At least to me it seems that way. Will Platinum S get any allies? We shall see. Could have DCU Justice League beaten the Dark Matter Thieves. Video idea. Yeah, that's pretty good. I would need to get into Justice League scaling, but that could be pretty good. Boros isn't a good guy. He would destroy Fubuki and turn her into mincemeat. I mean, in the series he is a good guy now. In this story. In What If Boros Turned Good? You know, like the title says, he's good now. He's not like... He's not just like a totally good guy, but he's not just going around killing people anymore. One is 7'10" and the other is 4'9". Imagine Fubuki going to Boros to train her. Man would just go, nah, boom, she's dead. Nah, like again, he doesn't kill people. Plus, she did kind of earn Boros' respect in part 9. Tatsumaki's too tall for Boros. Where Boros is like 2.4 meters tall, and Tatsumaki is like 1.5 meters, maybe. That's the fun size difference. Oh my, you guys are wild. Are you gonna revive What If Tatsumaki was in DBZ? Maybe, but I feel like anytime I try to do DBZ content, it just... I don't know why, it just feels wrong. Like when I'm writing Dragon Ball Z, it just feels so wrong for me somehow. So it's weird for you, but you don't really think it's like just no, right? Does that mean I can continue? I ask for your permission. No, like, just no is the right way to put it. I don't like it. I do not like it. I do not grant permission. Like, I obviously can't control what you do, but if you're asking for permission, I'm not giving it. I don't like the ship. My favorite power scalers are also Mr. Perfect Cell, Professor Fiction, and Yasin, and obviously you, Satori. Thank you. You must dent the Fire King. I don't know what that means exactly. Deny. I still don't know what that means. Do you need someone to help you with Discord management? From what I noticed, your server seems like as if you just made it. We can help you with making the server better. Sorry for the stumbles, by the way. I've been talking for a minute now. I honestly have no plans to do much with the Discord server, just sort of a place where we can hang out, and that's kind of it. Like, I'm not looking to expand it, I'm not looking to really make anything with it. It's just sort of a place where I can just say, like, just talk to you. And where you can just reach out to me if anything happens. Dude, Tatsumaki would get jealous of Teen Goku's growth spurt. He has spoken. Are we gonna collab with any other power scalers or just in general? I mean, I have done collabs on other channels before, mainly on Naruto. Cause honestly, like, I have scaled One Punch Man quite a lot, but I mostly only scale characters that are stronger than Darkshine, or on Darkshine's level, which is like half the series. I don't really scale the other half. And with Naruto, I pretty much scale the entire manga back to back, and like, I know pretty much all the arguments, or at least most of them. So, like, people do collab with me on that, and I do collab with them, I should say, because it's mostly on their channels, because On my channel, Naruto doesn't really... My channel isn't Naruto orientated anymore. I'm trying to bring it in a little bit with the whole, you know, like One Punch Man versus Naruto series. But yeah. Overall, I sort of dodged the question. I don't really know if I will collab or not. Maybe I will with like some One Punch Man YouTubers, but I don't really have plans for that in the near future. But if anyone reaches out to me, I'll definitely accept. It's just that I don't really know if I have time to do many things. If Boros knew about his species, why didn't he make them as part of his army? I will say, I do kind of make up a backstory for Boros, and that does explain why he doesn't just have other members of his race just going around. So, we shall see what my headcanon is on that in Season 2. What I'm suggesting is me and other people can help the server look better, add some bots, make some roles, etc. Just polish it a little so it looks better to the eye. Maybe. Again, though, I'm not really looking for anything. It's just a place to chat with people. But you know, if you're offering, then sure, why not? Boros and Darkshine will be bros in Season 2. Darkshine is one of the funnest characters to write. I have several scenes with him in mind. That's up to you, and only you can decide who you will give power to. What are your thoughts about Boros' comeback in the webcomic? Earlier in the stream I went over it a little bit, but basically I'm just wary. Because the manga so far, like after Garo woke up against Bang, I didn't really... I wouldn't say I didn't like it, but it's just been off ever since then for me. And then the webcomic, the ninja arc, was way better than it was in the manga as well, in my opinion. So, I'm just not entirely confident that they can do Boros well. Which might sound egotistical, because it's their character, like Boros is their character. But like, in my opinion, Garo was a lot... Like, Garo lost a lot in the late Monster Association arc, and I feel like several other characters have been dumbed down quite a bit. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen with Boros. So I'm concerned, but at the same time, like, I'm hyped to see where it will go. I'm just wary of... Like, I'm a little nervous where they'll take him. Like, it depends completely on what the plans for him are from 1. What if Boros was the reincarnation of Senator Armstrong and wanted to make the universe great again? I don't really know who Senator Armstrong is again. Okay, bald Boros just sounds so nuts. Bro, like, from the very first time that someone brought up that Boros will lose his limiter and go bald, that image has been cursed into my mind. Like, I have that image in my mind, and it's so cursed. Melzergard and Black Ass are similar in ability. To some extent, but they definitely have very different powers. It's just that they can be applied in a similar manner. If Boros gets a Superman origin, I will sparkle. I will say right now, it is not like Superman. It is not that great. Because Superman, as far as I know, like, his parents sent him away in order to save him and stuff. It's not gonna be that wholesome. I'm gonna say that. The memes will be revived and we will rise again. That sounds ominous. Tatsumaki versus Raditz. Where I scale Tatsumaki? Probably Tatsumaki, but Raditz might have much better speed. Darkshine is definitely the Chad of Chads. The real Chad of Chads is Hades from Record of Ragnarok. That dude inspired me to go to the gym, which is the chadliest thing of all, because I hate the gym. So, that guy is the real Chad, and like the chadliest person in all of anime for making me do that. But, yeah, Darkshine is pretty chadly, until he loses all of his faith in himself. I'm the same person that met you on the Yasin server and made the offer. I'm honestly bored, so if you're down, I could try to make your server better. We can discuss more in DMs if you're interested. Yeah, that sounds good. If you can message me in DMs, you can go over it a bit. Probably tomorrow, because after the stream I'm gonna have to get one more thing done and I'm gonna go to sleep, because I have, you know, studies tomorrow and stuff. But then later after that, yeah, we can definitely talk. When is the first How to Train Your Dragon video? I want to make videos, but at the same time, whenever I start power scaling a series, or just getting to any series on YouTube in general, it kind of loses some of its magic, because then I sort of have to start debating people about things, and then it's just not really that fun anymore. So we'll see if I make any How to Train Your Dragon videos. But I would love to, I like the series a lot. Will Boros get a new form? Maybe. What kind of woman is your type? Honestly, almost any woman. I would just be happy to get anyone. Do you find that Boros lives in Cosmogoro's shadows? And if yes, would you prefer it if he wouldn't? No, I don't think he lives in Cosmogoro's shadow. Like, depends on what you mean exactly. If it's in a power scaling sense, then Boros has been a benchmark for One Punch Man power scaling for like literal years. So I think he had his time in the spotlight, because he was the benchmark for like, what, 5 years? More than that? So, yeah. Where do you scale Neferpito? In the actual series of Hunter x Hunter, she's like 4th strongest probably, because I would go Meru and post-Rose, then Gon, then Netero, and then Pito. That's how I would rank them, but Pito is physically stronger than Netero, but as overtime Netero could probably just stall her out. Because he was starting to hurt the king a little bit, so yeah, he would probably win over time, but it would be a long battle. So I think Pito is 4th, and then she just solos everybody below her aside from the other royal guards. If it's from a crossverse perspective, then she's like bare minimum, at the absolute least, she's like Mach 200 and probably like town level. But that's like the bare minimum. So will Bold Boros just look like Jogoat? Nah, he would look worse. Will Boros' 4th form be unlocked in Season 2? Maybe. Will Boros get an Oppai hoodie like Saitama? There's a fan art of Boros wearing that hoodie, and it's so wholesome. Alright, Sautri put his foot down and I can't go against his wishes. Wishes, sorry. But I can ship other characters besides Boros and Tatsumaki. Any character ideas? Boros X Fubuki? God no. God no. Now Raditz would slam Tatsumaki? Personally, I don't think so. Like, if you've seen my Tatsumaki scaling videos, I think she's, like, definitely at least baseline planet level. You watch Record of Ragnarok? Yeah, Hades is extremely goated. His opponent, Qin Shi... I can never say the dude's name. Qin Shi Huang is another Chad. Yeah, for sure, they were both Chads. Throughout that entire fight, I was on the edge of my seat. It was so good. Record of Ragnarok is honestly the anime and manga that has me the most nervous whenever I'm reading it. Because, like, for example, there was a fight between Jack the Ripper and Hercules. And throughout the entire fight, I'm just rooting for Jack the Ripper so hard. And I just wanted to see him win so bad. And it's just... like, it's like the only anime where I genuinely really get invested in who dies and who doesn't. Because the characters are just so good. Carnage Kabuto versus Black Ass. Carnage Kabuto just sort of tires out after a while. I have a thought of Boros' release form and Meteoric Burst is a similar state as Garo's monster forms because of the orange and blue-black patterns. We don't know exactly how, what colors Garo is, but they do look kind of similar, but I would really hate it if they were actually related in any way. Because I want Boros to be his own thing. Kurama versus Godzilla depends on which version of Godzilla. If it's just the Godzilla from the Legendary series, then probably Kurama. But if it's some of the crazier Godzillas, then Godzilla, because he has some crazy feats in the comic books and stuff like that. How to train your Boros? What would you say about the Red Death's disaster level? Okay, thing is, the characters in How to Train Your Dragon, they can scale up decently high. Like, they can get to, like, maybe town level at best. But the thing is, their speed is definitely far too slow to keep up with anyone in One Punch Man. Like, they can break the sound barrier at points. And if you get really edgy, you can get them to lightning speed. But overall, like, the Red Death is probably like a Tiger level threat, to be honest. I hate to say it, but it just is. It could cause a lot of collateral damage, but as soon as any A-class hero or above shows up, it's kind of wraps. Unfortunately. I have ascended from the heavens of capitalism to stop you. You saw that Boros actually returned in the webcomic. He's alive in Metal Knight's lab. I'm excited for the new developments. Yeah, I talked about it a couple times. But yeah, like, I'm excited, but I'm cautious. I'll say that. Monster Garo equals Shin Godzilla's powers. Now, Shin Godzilla is more crazy, probably. Because the evolutions are really, really insane with Shin Godzilla. Like, the later stuff with him is absolutely insane. So Satori definitely lives in Serbia or Croatia. Hi, Serbian Croatian brother. I'm from Bulgaria. I actually live in one of the Baltic states. I won't say which one. But yeah, I live in one of the Baltic states. Next to Russia, which is concerning. But, you know, we live here. We're trying. What is your favorite Hunter x Hunter Hatsu? Ooh, that is tough. Neteros is really good, Corolos is really good, Killua is really well thought out as well. Yeah, I would say it's probably Kroll or Killua. In terms of which one is the most creative, probably Knuckle, because Bankruptcy is just insanely good. It's actually insanely creative. Like, you just cause your opponent to go bankrupt by lending them aura. Like, it's actually insane. Like, Knuckle is really well thought out in terms of his Hatsu. What if Boros grew a pink stash and became Markiplier? If Boros gets a new form in Season 2, what would you call it? Maybe it's something like Void Boros or something like that. I heard someone calling it that and it sounds pretty badass. Raditz' father, Tatsumaki slams him. I don't think he's fodder. He might have better speed than Tatsumaki, depending on if you go with Dragon Ball OG, Dragon Ball Lightspeed arguments or not. And he's definitely also planet level. It just depends. I am here only to stop the shippers from giving you any more brain damage. My brain is already damaged. It's late. But I appreciate it. Raditz is Orochi level at best. No, he's definitely stronger. Goketsu X Bor. Why? Why would you do that to me? Rooting for Jack the Ripper is wild out of context. True. How strong do you think Boros' Moonkick is? I mean, it probably doesn't have like a set level of of power or whatever. Like, it doesn't have any separate level of power from Mediocre Burst Boros himself. It should just scale to him. Godzilla comics go hard. I haven't read many of them, but I imagine they do. S-Class Heroes vs. Record of Ragnarok, another video idea. I actually do really want to do several videos on Record of Ragnarok. I feel like Hades versus someone is probably a video idea that I really want to do. Because I just love Hades, he's so good. Poseidon is also really fun. Yeah. I'm just thinking, like, Record of Ragnarok, I could get Hades to like 10 times the speed of light, but not much more. At best, maybe like 20 times. Maybe then it would actually be a decent video against someone like Monster Garo. That could be pretty fun. It seems our shipping power was too great. Movie's Godzilla is destructive capacity is not that much to Kurama. Yeah. Boros versus Zeus or Apollo. Apollo, sorry. Yeah, Boros probably wins, I would say. Unless you use really hype lore for Record of Ragnarok and you say that heaven is the size of the universe. In which case Zeus is stated to be able to destroy heaven. And then several other characters should scale near that level as well. So, yeah. Let me get more comfortable. Zeus's time hacks would be hard to fight against for anyone who can't copy it. Yeah. What about Bewilderbeast? I mean, Bewilderbeast scales vaguely above the Red Death, but it's not by an insane amount. It would still be kind of a Tiger level threat. But at Boros versus Zeus or Apollo, I think Boros definitely wins. Again, unless you highball Zeus a lot. Is Boros God level, above Dragon, or above Dragon? Probably like the highest above Dragon as you can possibly get. Since there's God in One Punch Man, do you think there's also Hell and Heaven in the verse? Potentially new types of monsters? Maybe, but I'm not sure if Egyptian mythology has Heaven or Hell. Because One Punch Man is mostly based on Egyptian mythology. Post Rose Meruem versus Prime Netero. Definitely Rose Meruem. I think Prime Netero versus pre-Rose Meruem is the better debate. Hunter x Hunter in Record of Ragnarok, Hisoka replaces Jack against Hercules. That would be kind of sick. That would honestly go really hard as a battle. Because by default, he would get Hisoka to levels where he can fight Hercules. Because he gets the Volender and stuff. So then that would be really sick, because Hisoka is crafty like Jack, but he has a different moveset completely. He couldn't keep cutting Hercules, but he could like restrain him and slow him down, and he could set traps like Jack did. Oh, that would be so cool, actually. Hisoka versus Jack might go hard too. Just the battle of tricksters. Boros could kill everyone except Saitama or Blast, so I'm pretty sure he deserves God level. Yeah. Infinite Void Boros. That could be pretty fun. That's a pretty good name. Hisoka versus Boros? Okay. Okay. Bungee Gum has the properties of rubber and gum, therefore Hisoka wins. Because he has the power of the memes. Abyssal Boros or Cosmic Dominator Boros. How's that for a name? Abyssal Boros sounds badass. Cosmic Dominator maybe not, but Abyssal Boros is really cool. I might save that actually. I'm copying that. Abyssal Boros sounds really cool. How strong is Boros? Video changed my perspective on Boros a lot, but in a good way. I'm glad to hear that. Boros with schizophrenia versus Blast with dementia. Who wins? If Blast forgets he can use portals and stuff, then I think Boros has a solid chance. Let's see, I need to catch up to the chat real quick. I won't respond to every comment, so sorry about that. Are we gonna bring back Rhino Wrestler or Pureblood since they're technically still alive? No, they died in the continent crash. They got a continent dropped on them. It didn't go well. If you could fuse Boros with one character in anime, who would it be? Probably someone extremely haxed. I would say maybe Madara, because then he would just gain all the haxes ever, and then Boros with the haxes of Madara, like Boros with alternate dimension clones which can't even be perceived by anyone without Six Paths Chakra, or a Rinnegan, which 99.9% of anime verses don't have, and then you give him orbs that can just erase people from existence, you give him energy absorption, you give him all these crazy things. Boros making clones is also something that sounds terrifying. What does Aster rank with the Chimera Ants have? At absolute best, demon level for Meruem and the guards, but probably around Tiger. Because unfortunately they don't have the speed scaling to keep up. It would be interesting if Invention included some concepts like primordial monsters. Yeah, maybe. Hisoka would be excited watching every fight in Record of Ragnarok. Oh god. Manga Hisoka with the evolved Bunjigam and Postmortem Nen and Record of Ragnarok would probably do pretty well. Now, Record of Ragnarok actually has some really good scaling. Their animations made by No Star, I think that's the name where Saitama fights Thor and Zeus from Record of Ragnarok. That's pretty cool. I might search that up later. Because that sounds really cool. You need to understand that the ship will forever stay eternal. Just let us coexist, we are harmless. I feel like I'm oppressing a minority now or something. I prefer Saitama versus Boros in the anime rather than the manga, what about you? I prefer the action in the anime for sure, but I prefer the character stuff in the manga. About the continental crash, how did Genos live? They were in the mountain. They were just like in the middle of the giant continent, so they didn't get that much force put into them, I guess. That's like the excuse. Or Saitama just protected him. Boros Madara fusion would be badass. Yeah. Imagine Cosmic Garo copying the hacks of Madara or Gojo. Oh god. Cosmic Garo with imperceptible clones from other dimensions which can rip out souls. That is crazy. Or Infinity also would be really cool. Boros Uchiha. Bororadara. They would definitely have amazing Black Air Force energy. Definitely. Do you like doing Datura? I don't know what Datura is. Are you a Fate franchise fan? How do you think people like Gilgamesh, Ozymandias, or Karna scale up to the rest? I don't really... I tried getting into it, but I didn't even know where to start. So I need to get into it maybe this summer or at some point, because it's definitely on my list. I've heard good things. Who would you pick if all the fighters in Record of Ragnarok of the human side got changed by One Punch Man characters? That's a good video idea. But definitely Bang because of the skill. Definitely Flashy Flash, Genos if you count him, Saitama definitely. You know, pretty much a lot of the S-Class heroes. Madara Boros fusion, every truth-seeking orb shooting collapsing star roaring cannons. That would be wild. Someone on Reddit downplayed Garo to small building level and Monster Garo to mountain level. It's because of the whole he's tougher than a mountain statement, right? It's because of that. Juby Boros. Boros vs Frieza, definitely Frieza. In any form. I mean, like, in anything from Super Dynamic, because he's definitely winning. Why do you think released Boros is stronger than Gargoyle Garo? I do think he's a lot stronger. I made like 2-3 videos on that at this point, so I kind of don't want to repeat it here. Because my throat's getting a bit sore. I'll probably end the stream pretty soon, because we've been going for 2 hours. What would happen if Cosmic Garo copied Crawler and Netero? That would be sick. Though honestly, Crawler, he wouldn't really get anything, because Crawler's ability is to copy abilities or steal them. So, I mean, like, Garo can already kind of do that. But getting the Guanyin Bodhisattva would be really cool. He could use the Water Stream Fist with the Guanyin. It's actually insane. So we're going to use the name Abyssal Boros. Honestly, probably, because this is really good. Thank you for putting that out there, Sage. Atomic Samurai versus Kojiro Sasaki. In terms of skill, I would say Atomic is faster, but Sasaki is more skilled for sure, because he has crazy predictions, and then it's stated that it's as if the entire universe itself starts helping him fight. So that's actually wild. In terms of skill, Kojiro has many different styles, and he has like thousands of battles of experience. Because he just keeps fighting people in his mind over and over again. And he could just grow from that. So, yeah, definitely Kojiro in terms of equal stats. Not equal stats? Then it depends on how exactly you scale Kojiro. In terms of speed, I'd say it's decently close. In terms of AP, you can actually get Kojiro to, like, planet level. If you really highball him. So, I think Kojiro probably wins. But that's actually a good video topic. King versus Zeus. King probably wins. Does Boros actually like saving people? He's indifferent toward it at the moment, but he might start liking it in the future. If Boros gained cosmic powers, what set of powers do you think he would have? Probably just everything he has now, but just super enhanced. Boros versus Machine God Army. Right now, Boros, definitely. Machine Gods don't have any feats yet. Well, they do, but they're really bad compared to Boros. Wish you luck in your endeavors, man. Thank you. I'm late, but Empty Void better be above Tots. He probably will be. Boros and Tatsumaki are siblings. Yeah, that's the energy I'm going for in the story. Flash versus Poseidon. Honestly, Flash has slightly better speed, maybe. But Poseidon has much better attack potency. Because he should scale to characters like Shiva and, to some extent, to characters like Zeus, who both have planetary lore. Cosmic Deep Seeking next the verse. Honestly, Cosmic Deep Seeking versus, I don't know, probably like Monster Garo might be a good debate. If the human in Record of Ragnarok is the Hero Association, what would you put them on the ranks? Oh, that could be a whole video on itself. Quinn is definitely gonna be very popular, so he's definitely going to be up there. Kojiro, his reputation is terrible, so he'd probably be very low. Like, he would be very strong, but he would just be low on the rankings. Then, Jack the Ripper would not be a hero. He would be in prison. If they ever managed to catch him. Then, Lubu, he's very stoic. He'd probably be near the bottom of S-Class. He wouldn't be that popular. Adam, definitely top tier. Adam would be one of the most top tier heroes. He'd be like rank 1 or rank 2 or 3. Definitely not any lower than that. Then, Raiden, probably like mid-tier S-Class. Like something like that, like in terms of their ranks. Not like power, but in terms of how popular they would be. How exhausted was Boros after the collapsing Star Roaring Fist, and is it stronger than the Roar Cannon? Whether it's stronger or not, I addressed it in another stream, in like a power scaling stream for the series. But it is definitely way, way stronger. And it made him pretty much as exhausted as the cannon. Not as much, but nearly as much. Can you admit Natsumaki was nerfed a bunch in your series because of Season 1? She wasn't nerfed in the 5-way Battle Royale. She was nerfed against Ocean Water. And then she was not nerfed again against Phoenix Man, because Phoenix Man is just that build different. But I can promise you, Tatsumaki will get a lot more spotlight in Season 2. Because I do realize that she kind of lost every fight she was in Season 1. So I'm definitely looking to make up for that. Cosmic Armored Superman, Cosmic Fear Mode goes very hard. Yeah, that could go hard. Satre, I'm begging, we need this. What do we need? I feel like Thor and Boros would get along. Yeah. They're both looking for opponents to fight. Cosmic Garo versus Adam. Definitely Garo. Unless you highball Adam to Universal, which is a very high highball, but it is technically possible. I really hope Empty Void gets some time before meeting Saitama. Yeah. Under a Cell versus Meruem comment section, someone unironically said that with strategy, Meruem could win. Ooh. I know there's a video on like Cell versus Meruem and they actually said Meruem would win. Or at least there was years ago. I don't know if it's still up. How strong was the serious punch against Phoenix Man compared to other serious punches? It was stronger than the serious punches used on Boros, but it was probably weaker than the punches that he was throwing against P. Cosmic Garo. Do you think Adam's eyes can be trained to last longer? Probably. How strong was this? Oh wait, I read that. Will Sonic get his rematch with Saitama? He probably will. And he will get beaten again. Cosmic Fear Goketsu X Deep Sea King. Alright, Satoru, you win. You hear me? You win for now. That sounds ominous again. Tatsumaki beats Garo in Season 2, maybe. We shall see. But there will come a time when we rise again. How strong would Crollo be with Netero's Nen ability? He would still be weaker than Netero, because base to base Netero is still stronger than Crollo is. For various reasons. Or at least I believe so. But he would be very strong. It's just that he wouldn't be as strong as Netero, because Netero legit just stood there and practiced 10,000 punches every single day in the same exact motion. And he just got stupid fast. Even Meruem himself was admitting that he could barely see Netero's after image. So, yeah, Netero is crazy fast. I have art of you as a transformation for Ben 10. Oh, that's Boros, I have art for you, okay. That sounds interesting. I was confused for a second. I thought that Art of Me as a transformation of Ben 10. That would be kind of wild. Shigaraki from MHA, what disaster level would you give him? I don't keep up with the latest chapters of MHA, but from what I know, probably like Demon. From what I know. Would you be a biologist dissecting monsters in One Punch Man? Probably not. I would hide. One Punch Man is a terrifying place to live. A giant monster can just step on you at any moment. You think Ogetsu will get along with Phoenix Man? Yeah, they would probably just sort of be neutral toward each other. I don't think they would have beef. Okay, I think we've been going for just over 2 hours, so I think we're going to end it here. I'll give it like 5 more minutes and then we're gonna go. Do you think the initial serious punch against Cosmic Goro is universal as you said in One Punch Man vs. Jogo Fit? No, I don't think so personally. I think if anything it being concentrated just amped it, because then all that power is concentrated into one area and that's why it was able to go so far. The argument I use just doesn't really work. I just did that for the meme. Krillin versus Saitama? In Super, Krillin might win. Not gonna lie. What if Boros was French? Saitama would not understand him, and he would probably just beat him, because he would probably kill him. Because he would not know his backstory or anything. Imagine if Blast and Saitama find Empty Void and Saitama tries to punch him, but instead of ending up like webcomic, Empty Void dodges the punch. Makes Saitama accidentally hit Blast. Yeah, that could be pretty cool. Why hide in One Punch Man? Like you almost everyone can get superpowers. For example, Crab Monster, you just need to eat many crabs. I mean, yeah, but I don't want to turn into a monster. If I ended up like the crab guy, I don't know what I would do. I would literally just probably go hide in a forest somewhere and just live there forever. Post Rose Meadow and with Netero's Nen ability Dragon level? Probably not. Probably still Demon. Lovely stream, mate. Thank you. Did you watch Garo vs. Boros fan animation from Animat? Yes, I have. That's probably my favorite animation of all time in terms of like fan animations. There is one other where it's like Kakashi vs. Sasuke fan animation from a while ago. But those two are definitely my favorites. Would we stand a chance against Boros in real life? Absolutely not. I just got here and he's going to end it. Happens all the time. Honestly, whenever I get to streams, they're about to end it. But yeah, sorry about that. Will there be any fan-made forms of characters? Maybe. What would you hunt in Hunter x Hunter? Criminals, beast wisdom? That's a good question. Honestly, I'd probably love to be an explorer hunter. Just like, I guess hunt knowledge, or hunt knowledge of nature, something like that. Hunt wisdom, I guess. When was season 2 scheduled? At the very, very earliest, very late spring. At the latest, probably midsummer. You just do Saitama's training and get really strong. Yeah, but I would have to hide until I can complete it. Like, I would go into a bunker somewhere and then just do it until I just become at least as strong as Darkshine. Then I would probably come out and then start doing it just out in the open. You can survive in One Punch Man as long as you're friends with King or Saitama. Yeah. Do you think Saitama was really going all out against Garo? Probably. I don't think he was going for the kill, but he was probably using like, I don't know, at least like 70-80% of his power until he just completely eclipsed him, and then he just started not trying at all again. Can Naruto talk no jutsu Boros? Definitely not. Would Meruem respect Crollo? Definitely. He definitely would. Because Crollo is super intelligent and he has various philosophies. Like, a conversation between Crollo and Meruem would be so dope to watch. Anyway, it was a lovely stream. Satoru, hope there will be more. Good luck with whatever challenges you're facing in life, and I hope you'll manage to come out on top. Never give up is the motto. Thank you, Fire King. Appreciate it. Wait, I just got an idea from Mara and Boros fusion. Will Gaara get Cosmic Fear mode, or will he get his webcomic form instead? We shall see. I think Naruto can talk no jutsu Boros. All he wants to do is fight strong opponents. Yeah, but that's a strength thing. Like, I don't think Naruto could change Boros' mind on like destroying Earth or anything. He would have to physically stop him. Hey Satoru, in your what if public population knows the truth about Kenji, or the fact that Boros is... Basically, how I understand the question is, does the public know Boros' true identity? And the answer is no. They just know Kenji, and the only ones that know Boros are the Hero Association, or like the higher-ups in the S-class. The whole troop is powerful and specialized enough that it would probably be respected. Yeah. Alright, yeah, but I'll give it like 60 more seconds and I'm gonna go. Because I need to get some stuff done. So, if you guys have anything else to say, you can do that. Boros versus all of Naruto. I'm doing Boros versus Madara soon. I don't think he can beat all of Naruto. It would be crazy if Phoenix Man hit healing abilities. Yeah, could be. Will Saitama become popular in Season 2? We shall see. Wish you a happy evening and good luck. Thank you. Good luck to you as well. Fire stream. What would Boros' domain expansion look like? That's pretty interesting. I'd have to think about that. Probably something like just a hellish world, like a world where the gravity is super high and the environment is toxic and stuff. Like, basically what his home planet was like, probably, just to make it hard for the opponent to do anything. Whereas he doesn't care. How would you call the form that was facing against Meteor versus Boros? Maybe like Troik and Garo? Yeah, maybe that, if you're referring to the animated animation. Wish you a great rest of the day. See you. Yeah, see you. See everyone. Take care. Thanks for the lovely stream. If you're reading this. Yeah, I am reading it. Good night, everyone. Yeah, alright, so I hope you have a good evening, or a good day, good morning. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Wish you a good rest of the day, and goodbye.